Aloha mai kako, ʻIke Mumbai the Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. The latest exhibition at the Hui Noeau Visual Arts Center in Makawao is entitled ʻIke, a group exhibition on perspective. It is a joint effort with ʻIke Maui, an organization that has been providing services for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities since 1954. The artist, Claudio Marchetti, conducted weekly workshops at ʻIke's North Market Street location in Wailuku since November of 2025 through a grant from the Fred W. Baldwin Foundation. The workshops explored various media, including watercolors, collage, sumi printing, and mixed media. According to the exhibition pamphlet, they help to develop artistic skills, confidence, self-expression, and community connections for the participants. I could not agree more. Mr. Marchetti was so impressed he told the Maui News, quote, "I saw how amazing everything was happening and how wonderful the work was," he said. "Everybody at ʻIke Maui was excited to have some kind of showcase," unquote. They had a private family opening to celebrate them and show everything they've achieved. He continued, quote, "I could really use the whole gallery for the amount of work I have, but I'm picking out the best work from each participant," unquote. 12 artists created work for this exhibition, ranging in age from 45 to 60. They are Sunshine Apo, Christopher Berger, Friedrich Kaima, Jerry Corpuz, Tracy Dumlau, Natalie Greenleaf, Milagros Guzman, Eugene Lorendez, Rodney Nauchi, Alan Pereira, Jerry J. Sakai, and Travis Urianza. ʻIke means vision, knowledge, understanding, and perception. Perspective comes from the Latin meaning to look through. The pamphlet prepared by the Hui for the show says, quote, "Every artist has ʻIke to share with the world, and that art has the power to transcend barriers and bring people together," unquote. Mr. Marchetti said, quote, "Usually, I'm kind of bringing a story or a narrative to inspire them about a way that we're going to create something, and sometimes I weave in my own interest, like an artist that I love and am inspired by, like David Hockney, for example. But a lot of times, it's about nature," unquote. In the exhibit, you will see their impressions of volcanoes, cherry blossoms, the forest, the bamboo forest, waterfalls, ohia lehua, butterflies, palms, spider webs, the sun, and spiral galaxies. Mr. Marchetti is a devotee of the late David Hockney. He showed his students this painting of the East Yorkshire landscape, along with some of Mr. Hockney's iPad drawings of trees, and a photo of the artist's painting. Jerry Corpuz, this is what Christopher Berger saw. And this is Ellen Pereira's. Here is Sunshine Apo's. Travis Urianza, and finally, Tracy Dumlau. Mr. Marchetti told me they completed this work the same week Mr. Hockney passed away. The Maui magic at work. The only three-dimensional work in the show are these miniature Japanese gardens, inspired by Mr. Marchetti's recent trip to Japan. He told his students about the traditional gardens, and they were so engaged, they got the idea to create a miniature landscape to model, like a large landscape with mountains and valleys. So he had them design a river with the gravel, and then they added in the larger stones as mountains, chose where to place the land and the dirt, and where they would put succulents. The last thing was to pick out different objects like driftwood and special green stones and white marbles. As you can see, the result was exceptional. While everyone has done excellent work, there are two artists, Jerry Corpuz and Christopher Berger, whose work stands out for me for very different reasons. Mr. Corpuz has an unmistakable minimalist style. Mr. Marchetti told me the aides were trying to get him to get with the program, but Mr. Marchetti said, quote, "No, just let him do what he wants to do," unquote. And here are his works. As you can see, they are singular. This is his waterfall. He has captured the power of the flow by thickening and darkening the edges, and then this explosive patch of blue. The brush strokes and the different tones representing the force of the water, and then there is this drop of red dripping from it, which is also reflected in one place on the line of the falls. This is Mr. Corpu's butterfly. Note the sequence of numbers throughout the work. Astonishing. He depicts the flight of the butterfly with just a few light gray brushstrokes. The burst of blue feels like the night. He communicates clearly without being pictorial. In his Ohia Lehua, he has letters instead of numbers. He understands the gnarly nature of the ohia branches and the delicacy and capriciousness of the lehua blooms. In this one, we see Mr. Corpus having fun with squiggly lines, and then he grounds the work with a patch of horizontal circular motions at the bottom, and he shows this appears to be a landscape with a sky blue patch at the top center and a couple of orange clouds floating above. About Mr. Berger, Mr. Marchetti said, quote, "Christopher has probably the most traditional skill, you could say, but a completely different approach. His art is very design-oriented," unquote. Here are a few of Mr. Berger's pieces. This is his waterfall. One can almost hear it, and one may need a towel to dry off. In this butterfly, look at the detail. Observe the smiley face on the butterfly. See how he emphasizes his subject by creating a non-specific colorful background like the portrait mode on one's iPhone. And some other works, you can see his skill. There are several individual works that stand out as well. This abstract by Sunshine Apo has the feel and the colors of Willem de Kooning. These trees blowing in the wind with a spectacular sunset behind them by Jerry J. Sakai is another singular work. These are just a few of the delights awaiting you in this exciting exhibition, but you only have until the 11th to see it. Mr. Marchetti is to be commended for working with these artists. He has another 3 or 4 months with them, and he told me he would like to get them into some three-dimensional work, such as clay. He hopes that funding will be available for the continuation of the program after November. I do not think it will be a problem. It is clear from what he has brought out of his mentees in just 9 months, this is a most valuable program. Don't miss it. This exhibit at the Hui Noyao Visual Arts Center in Makawa is open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. until the 11th of July. Go and feel the creativity and the energy of these fine artists. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.